Today we get a Fire Fairy and some Brian Heart support. So welcome back to Force News on GeoTheBacon's channel. This is GeoTheBacon, your host on the latest sports review news and my 2 cents on it basically. So today we have like a Fire Fairy and a Fire Brian Heart support. So let's just dive into it. So with the Fire Fairy, it kind of confirm something for us, which is, previously they had a Light Fairy which produced wheel of all 5 colors for fairies. That means that there's a high chance that there's gonna be like a fairy of each color in this set. So we should get the Excalibur and the Fairy Memoria, maybe, just to play the fairy deck if we want to play the fairy deck. But this red one is wow, she's just wonderful, man. She's wonderful. Why am I saying that she's wonderful? First, she's a 1-cost fire red fairy. She runs fairy of lively fire. Her effects are wonderful. Yes, as a fairy she flies, and 4/4 for 1 cost is normal. Okay, so what makes her so good is that she has this effect. Whenever a Javelin is put into the field under your control, put this card from your graveyard into the field. So this kind of works really well with contract decks because you don't really have like judgment where it's like fixed. They can't keep coming back up. But this works really well with contracts like Asuka. Asuka's contract where you just pop yourself and that's the Asuka loop. If you can look this with Asuka, it's like you can keep coming back. And the best part is you can banish this card. This card deals 200 damage to target player / or J Resonator. So this one can show almost anything 200 damage, and the cost is just to banish. And she revives herself if you summon a J Ruler and it's not once per turn. So with a contract like Asuka, you can loop her and you can just burn your opponent to death. Or if you're playing more conservatively, you can play this in almost any Revolution Order deck where every turn you can just order something and this one will come back and you can burn your opponent for 200 damage. And if this card was Revolution Ordered, it can or unrevolution order itself by banishing itself, freeing up your zone and reviving herself the very next turn. This is very, very good. That's another synergy with this card from the previous set, Crimson Moon Battleground, where you can have Little Red, which Judgment every single turn, and this Judgment, put this back, burn 200 Little Red swing. So this is kinda very good in an aggro deck, and because this you can pitch and throw this to the graveyard with a Red Moon, it kinda works well in a Red Moon deck. So this is a very wonderful, very powerful card, and it's a rare, so it's gonna be easier to get than super rare. And next we have Brian Heart's Brigade. It's a 2-cost Resonator human with our 5/5. 2 cost kinda suck. Okay, it's a bit bad in the sense because it's 2 costs, it's gonna be a bit slow. But then again, let's look at the effect. First, Bloodlust. It seems to me that Brian Heart's like cards are gonna be Bloodlust. You're gonna have a lot of Bloodlust in there. What does Bloodlust do? It means that this card must attack if able, as explained in the reminder text. Okay, so what can this card do? First, if you pay red, this card gains 2/2 for each blazing skill in your graveyard until the end of the turn. If you play a deck that mills a lot, this kinda skills really, really quickly. And you just have to pay red 1 time to gain once. So you can actually, keep paying and you keep getting it bigger. So this one can get really, really huge. And the problem with this card is it doesn't have swiftness, but you can remove a blazing skill from your graveyard from game, and this card gains swiftness, precision, PS, and it gains swiftness. That's the whole point. It gains swiftness. You pay 1 red first to buff the attack, then you banish, remove a blazing skill from your graveyard, then you get swiftness without losing the +2/+2 for each blazing skill. So this is kinda a good card in a sense, but will you play 4 copies? Yeah, I don't think so. There are better cards. There are better swiftness cards out there. There are better cards that scales in terms of damage. So I don't think this will be that much of a good card, but maybe there are cards, blazing skills that gives it synergy, makes it more powerful. But for now, it just doesn't seem that good. And this also confirmed my theory in the previous video where blazing skill is going to be a graveyard deck because of look at all the graveyard interactions. So if you're gonna play blazing skill, I would recommend you to get the moon, the red moon in the previous deck, Crimson Moon Battleground, to fill up your graveyard by when you cast it, you get to discard X number of cards from your hand and draw the X number of cards. If you discard blading skills, you get more stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much all of the news for today. If you want to read the news yourself, I'll be linking in the description, the Converging Wheel page of, the news, because right now we are doing a slightly new project with Converging Wheel to have a website there to keep track of all the news that happen every single day as a catalog. Anyway guys, that's it for today's news. This is GeoTheBacon. Hope to see you guys in the next 4 news.